Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome back to another Minecraft video on the AlphaCraft server. Right, the other day I mentioned that the little fish in my aquarium didn't seem to be swimming around as much as I was hoping they would do, and I thought I'd figured out why. Now, directly above the water there was a glass block, and it looked like they were sort of glitching into the glass block at the top. So I got up there and I put another layer of, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. I put another layer of glass above the top, and then I got inside and I ripped out the glass that was underneath it. So, whoa! Man, that made me jump! Really, honestly, really made me. I did a proper mouse wiggle and everything there. Come on over here. A full-on, proper little mouse wiggle. So I put the glass underneath and I got inside and I ripped out the glass that was inside to give those guys an air gap above the top, because I've noticed they're like jumping up and down out of the water, and that seemed to do the trick a little bit. But as I came out in the corner here, there was a pufferfish. Look, there you go, he sort of comes out the top of the water. A pufferfish was coming over to the corner, and because my inventory was full, the only block I had to cover the hole to stop him getting away, I can't believe there's another one. Go away. The only block I had was a stone brick block, which I covered over the hole with, and then I went away. Came back, and my little pufferfish had sort of suffocated. I can't believe this. 1 minute there aren't any. None of you have got tridents, so have you? And my little pufferfish had died. He'd sort of suffocated in the solid block. So if you ever do build an aquarium with the blocks, see, they're jumping about everywhere. If you ever do build an aquarium, don't put solid blocks directly above the water, because if you do, your fish are going to die. I've learnt the hard way. I'm going to have to go off and grab myself another pufferfish, because I like my pufferfish in there. Anywho, start the episode on a bad note, and it can only get better, can't it? I've been doing a little bit of work around the Stronghold, and I've changed the lighting slightly, because a few of you commented that carpet in the Stronghold it sort of didn't fit in the theme. Having comfy shag pile in my Stronghold didn't work, so I've got rid of the comfy shag pile carpet and I've replaced it with pistons, because pistons allow light through and they look a bit like stone, and I think that looks much better. So we've got hidden lighting in here now, and it matches. I think it looks great, so thanks for that, everybody. Appreciate the feedback. It works brilliantly. So today I'm going to work on my villager breeder. We've got the 3 villagers that we caught the other day, and I've got 2 of them in a boat now. Now some of you know, some of you might not know, that if 2 villagers are in a boat and they have a little baby villager, the baby villager falls out the bottom and glitches into the solid block underneath and then suffocates. So I've decided to use that to my advantage, so to speak, and I've put them on some slabs. So when they have babies now, the little baby's going to glitch through the slab. It's going to fall down into here, and I'm going to put a bit of water in here that's going to force the babies this way. Baby's then going to go into a column, a water column, to bring it up to this level, and then it's going to run up and down here until it grows up. And when it grows up, it's going to put its head into some water, which is going to shoot it up a little bit further, and then transport the adult villager around and drop him off into here. And then we'll decide what to do with him. But before I do any of that, I need to stick the doors at the top and get that guy up by my doors to turn this, and we'll put a little switch here to turn it off and on. But before I do any of that, I need to get some doors up there, and I need to create a chute all the way to the top in order to validate my doors. So that's what I've got to do first, and then I'll probably stick in a bit of water down the bottom and start work on the little baby chute. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I found the top, I believe, of where I need to dig through to get to allow sky access to my doors. So I believe it's this one, 25784828. 25784828. Right, don't try this at home, everybody. Digging straight down isn't the most sensible thing to do. However, when have I ever been sensible? Now I'm only going down to level 28, so I shouldn't go through any lava. I may well go through a few... Ooh, look at that. Oh, I forgot to mention, I don't know whether I told you, I found a zombie spawner, which is not a million miles away from my base, which is just over there. Excellent, we'll play with that later. Now, normally I do this with feather falling boots on, but I don't have feather falling boots. So I'm just going to hope that I'm not going to fall a million miles through a cave. I can hear villagers. Brilliant, look at that. F3 works. I do feel sorry for you guys on console when you don't have F3. You don't have the debug screen thing, because it is so useful. Right, so I've got that sorted out. I need to grab 6 doors, which I don't think I have. I'll go and grab my 6 doors, and I need to stick them up there somewhere. Right, so I've put my 6 doors in. And they've got the chute leading up to sky access. So these doors now have got a different number of blocks on one side than they have on the other, all because of this. So these are going to be valid underground as soon as we have a villager within range. Ooh. So now we need to get Billy the farmer over there into here. Now I was thinking, and it would have been nice if I could have done it, I was thinking of putting him somewhere where I could see him. So when I turned it on, I could see him going up to the doors, and turn it off, I could see him come back down again. But I can't think of anywhere to put him where he's either not going to be in the way or he's not going to look out of place. I was going to put him behind the back of there, but the baby villagers running backward and forward across there, and the water that I have to put above them is going to sort of block that view, and I don't really want to put him over here because all this is going to be taken up with villagers. So he's probably just going to have to stay hidden, and I'll put a light, a redstone lamp on the front with a lever, so I know when the breed is turned on, which is just going to be an easier way of doing it. So let's see if we can get... I need a dispenser. I need to go and grab a little bit of redstone and some torches and whatever to power a dispenser up the back with some water in it. So back in a minute. Okay, so what we need to do now then is stick a lever on the front of it. Let me grab my redstone lamp and a lever. So if we put that there and a lever on it, it's just... I could mess about with a button, but a lever is just the easiest way, and it takes up the least amount of room. So if the lever's down, the light's on, the breeder's going to be on. If it's up, the light's off, the breeder is going to be off. And hopefully, yeah, that powers the redstone underneath it. So we can put that wall back in again. And then we need to do a torch tower. Where do we need it? We need a block there, that there. So we need the torch tower here. So we have a, and I need to make a little, just a basic torch tower going upwards. And this is where I really, really need jump 2 on a beacon. But I don't have it. And I really need it. How high do I want this to go? Actually, I could probably get away with it being... Yeah. If I change that into an observer block, observer there, block there, and then a dispenser there, that means he's got an air block above him, so he's not going to suffocate. Probably got one more just to be sure. And now he'll be coming up. He'll be coming up here. That should be okay, because the water's going to be downward flowing. It's not going to break that torch, and it won't break that torch because it comes all the way down to the bottom. So now I need to fill this up with... Fill that up with a bit of water. Put a whole... Okay. Put a block there. And just test this to make sure it works. Yeah. Brilliant. So on. Water comes down. Villager goes up. Off. Water turns off. Villager comes back down again into there. Fabulous. Now we need to get the villager over here. Do I need to put a bit of lighting in here? I do, don't I? Let's pop that out. What's behind there? Pop that out, put a bit of lighting in there. Flashing redstone. So we'll get a bit of lighting in there. You won't be able to see this anyway because it's all going to be blocked off. But wherever you've got flashing redstone, you really do need to light it up because, you know, lighting update lag is the worst kind. It's awful. It's terrible. So let's get that out of there. And hopefully we can get... I need to block this off. We can get our villager. Hopefully he's going to play ball. Ooh. Forgot all about that. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? If he got out of there. Come on, mate. You're going to a better place. It's a dark hole. You'll love it. And you're doing a good thing. Your name will be chanted from the rafters. Right, I don't have... Oh. Actually, they'll do. They'll do. We'll have one of them there, and then... That there like that. We'll have another one above it. Excellent. Bit more lighting back here again. Let's go and turn it on and see what happens. I mean, nothing's going to happen because I need to get some carrots first, don't I? I need to feed you fellas, which I don't have. Let me run off and get a few carrots, and then we'll turn it on. Turn it on and see what happens. Okay, I've grabbed some carrots. Now, I did think about setting up an automated feeding system using droppers through the top, which I might do. I might do that later. But my thinking at the moment is that villagers don't automatically get, or prisoners don't automatically get fed, do they? You have to feed them. So I'm thinking of having... I'm probably going to have to put a bit of carpet on there. Do I have any carpet? Might have to put a bit of carpet on there just to stop baby mobs getting through. Is that going to stop them? Or are they still going to be able to get through around the corner there? Should be okay. Should be lit up enough in here for babies not to spawn. But maybe I'll think about that. But anyway, I'm going to throw food to them as and when. Because that's what you do with prisoners. You feed them, you know, ad hoc, don't you? You don't automatically feed them. So that's that sorted out. Got that sorted out. Over the back. The first baby that's going to be born, or the first couple of babies, need to come Let's fill this in. They need to be used in the breeder. So the first two are going to have to come back into this space up here. So let's just put the ceiling back in again. It's there, isn't it? Yeah. Put the ceiling in there. So we need a bit of water over here. Got my trusty ice. I don't use water. I don't use normal water anymore. I use ice now. It's so much easier. That like that. That's going to force them over to here. Yeah, we'll have it here. Get some glass panes. And we need a glass pane there. And then we need a glass pane there. And there. And there. Brilliant. Let's put that back up. So the babies are going to come down there and they're going to get forced up this water chute. Again, ice. It's my best friend when I'm building with water. Water, water, water. I need another one there and there. Don't want to put any more water here just yet because I don't want to flood myself. Okay, so they want to be on this level, don't they? I need a sign. Let me grab a sign. Okay, so I've got my sign and I need to put a sign here. I don't. I need to put the signs. I need to put the signs here, don't I? Yeah. So on top of here, we're going to put water. And when the babies grow up, they're going to go up and then go into another flowing bit of water across there, which we'll do in a second. But first of all, we need to fill this in. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That can go there. Right, so any babies now fall down into here. They'll come into here. They'll get forced up and then around here. I'm hoping they won't get stuck. If they start getting stuck in there and dying, I'll have to do something about it. But if I put a solid block in there, they could get stuck on the way up. So let's hope that won't cause me a problem. Or I could have this going the other way, couldn't I? I could have it going over there and then round one. That's probably a more sensible idea. I'm thinking as I'm doing this, and you guys probably aren't following my train of thought. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Now they won't get stuck underneath there. I can actually replace that with a bit of glass so they don't smash their head in. Yeah, happy about that. So they're going to come around here now and then get forced into here. But initially I'm going to want them to go back into there, aren't I? So if we block this off for the time being. Okay, why haven't you come out? Have you got stuck somewhere? Am I going to have to go through and check? I didn't want to do this. Because the minute I break open this wall, little babies are going to come out. Darn it. Right, that's... Really thought this baby chute worked. Why didn't you throw straight upwards? You should have done. I need to work on my little baby chute then, don't I? Because I can't have them stuck at the bottom. Would that work if I put a slab there instead, do you think? That might work better. That might work better with the slab. Okay. Alright, little fella, I need you in there. Go on, get in there. I can't mess... Don't mess me about. Come on, get in here. Well, anyway, at least we know the breeder works. We've had a baby. Might have just heard another little baby. There he is, the little fella. Right, let's turn this off. We don't want any more, and we need you, sir, to come over here. Lovely. That's what we like to see. Right, let me tidy this back up again. I've got to tidy this up now. Get rid of the wall from the centre because we don't need it. Hopefully, put the rails back, the railings back in. I keep calling them rails. Got to be careful. Got to put glass above here because if the babies jump up and down and hit a solid block, they're going to take damage. So whenever you've got babies jumping up and down in water, try and put a glass block above it like that, and that way they're not gonna take damage when they come bouncing up and down. Okay, so that's that. Now we need to we need an air block above that, don't we? Yes, we do. I'm going to put some water there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Put some water here. So when the babies grow up, now they're going to stick their heads in this water, which is going to force them upwards, and then it's going to force them this way. Right, I've checked the lighting levels in there, and although it looks quite dark, it is light enough to not spawn mobs in there, but it still looks a bit dingy in there, which is fantastic. What's the light in here? It should be quite bright here. Yeah, because we've got lights underneath those pistons, so that's fine. That's great. So I'm going to turn it back on again, and hopefully now the next baby villager will come into there, and eventually we'll come across into here. I need to get rid of that torch in there though. We don't want lighting in there, do we? Might have to put a bit of underfloor lighting in there. Yeah, I can't not have lighting in here. That would be just asking for trouble. Let's just have those there for the time being. Yeah, lighting okay. Right, we'll just sit here now just for a couple of minutes and wait for the next one to turn up. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. These guys seem to be on fire. Brilliant, we've got our first little fella at the back. Although I have suddenly realised that I might have a bit of a problem because at the other end there is only one block. There's only one block that leads up to the... Oh, and I'd not put a... Well, that is a problem. I haven't put any glass in here. That's a problem when you're using... That's a problem when you're using glass that is absolutely invisible. That's not good. Let's see if we can get you... See if we can get you back in there again then. Duty, little fella. Ah. Oh, dude. But my problem might be here. They might want to jump up there, which will cause me a problem, but I'll worry about that in a minute. Once I've got this guy out of the way. Go on, stay in there. But if he starts jumping up and down now to try and get up that block next to him on the right, then I'm going to have to raise everything up one. But if it does, it does. I'll just have to deal with it when it happens. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. The little fellows have tried to jump up onto that block and jumped into the water. So I'm going to have to raise all of that up the back by one, which is not going to be a problem. I'll do that. And I've just got to do that by sticking some source water blocks there, and then have the running water an extra block above it. So it just means digging up a little bit. So despite all of the checking I did around here to make sure everywhere was lit up, I've just been AFK, and in fairness I was probably AFK for a few hours, and when I came back I'd been pushed into this corner on the death screen, and I was looking at a zombie wearing all of my armour and carrying my sword, and because I was on the death screen the chunk was still loaded, and therefore all of my stuff had despawned, and I lost everything. Yeah, which made me smile a little bit. So luckily, I respawned back in my little cell over there with a sword and some armor in a chest, just for that eventuality. So I kitted myself back up again, came over here, kicked the zombie's face in, and got what little bit of gear I had back again. But now I'm completely out of food, and I've lost my silk pick and a few other bits and pieces. But anyway, this is now working like a charm. I've been in the back now. I've put a block or a level of the water source blocks there, and I put the flowing water one level further up. So now the little babies don't try and jump up that end block, so they no longer try to jump up into the water source. So now they just run around along the back until they grow up. And then when they grow up, they go around into here, where they just mingle until we decide what to do with them. So I think, despite the fact that I'm a little bit worried now that zombies can spawn somewhere around here, and I don't know where, because I thought I'd tested all of it, but clearly I haven't. So maybe I'll have to put some railings over the front just to keep those guys safe, because I don't want little baby villagers getting in there, baby zombies even getting in there and messing up all my hard work. So we've reached that time again where I'm going to have to bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I know this episode has been quite villager breeding intensive, but it's a completely new design for me, so I had a few teething problems, and it took me a little bit longer to suss out than it really should have done. But I think we've got it sussed. It works brilliantly, and I'm looking forward to having loads and loads of babies. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave it a like, and if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future episodes. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.